Hi, Raw Food Rehab. It's me, Mallory, also known as Heather, and I'm here to talk about my 40-day juice feast because today is day 40 of my 40-day juice feast, which means that starting tomorrow, I'm going to begin about a week-long process of breaking the fast, breaking my juice feast, and I'm going to do that with delicious green smoothies, which I know are going to be just incredible tasting after 40 days of nothing but low glycemic vegetable juice. But I wanted to take just a minute to reflect on where I've been on this journey and what I've gotten out of it and all the blessings that have come from it. So I just want to start out with how I got started on this. I don't know if you remember about a month and a half ago, Penny was talking a lot about juice feasting and talking about all the incredible benefits. And I was really intrigued. I thought that sounds just really cool, all the stuff that people were able to detox and the great changes they were able to make. And then I read Penny's wonderful book, Real Juice Daily. And that was just a huge blessing. It really piqued my interest, and it really made me want to try it myself. And then one day, Annette, a fabulous raw food rehabber, asked me if I would like to go to the Blossoming Lotus with her to meet Dave, the raw food truck driver. Now, I really wanted to meet Annette, and I love the Blossoming Lotus Cafe. That's some great raw food. And I was really intrigued at the idea of getting to meet Dave because he's always been just kind of a personal hero of mine. I don't know how much you've watched his videos, but he's insanely positive and such a cool guy. He's lost 230 pounds and he cured himself of a couple of chronic diseases, including one that I was suffering from, morbid obesity. And he's just a huge inspiration to me. So of course I was all over that, and I went to Blossoming Lotus. I had a wonderful time with Annette. I got to meet Tube 10, who's also become a friend, and I really hit it off with Dave. We ended up talking 3 hours that night, and before the night was over, I was not only going on a juice feast, but he had agreed to coach me through it. And it has been an incredible blessing just getting to become friends with such a great guy and such a wise mentor. Another huge blessing is that I've gotten to know Penny better, and that has been wonderful to be able to call such a special lady friend. And I just think she's so incredible. I just think she's a force for good in the universe, and that has been a huge blessing. So when I thought about the fact that I was really going to do this thing, oh my gosh, what have I done? I'm going to go on this 40-day juice feast. I wanted to think about what I really wanted to get out of it. So I wanted to look at every aspect of my life, not just healing for my body, which a juice feast is, a wonderful thing to give your body a break from digesting solid food and being able to pay attention to the healing that it wants to do and use that energy that would normally use digesting your food to heal your body. But I also wanted to heal in other ways in my life. I wanted to experience some spiritual healing, and I had that experience on this juice feast. I found that I had to call on my higher power all the time just to face temptation and to be able to find the time and the money to be able to do juice feasting, because it's a huge blessing to have 12 to 20 pounds every day of beautiful organic produce. And it made me think how blessed I was, and that all over the world there are people who are going to bed hungry tonight, and it is not by choice. And I am so very lucky. I'm so hugely blessed to even be able to do such a loving thing for my body. And so it was very spiritual for me. I also wanted to do some emotional detox and think about places in my life where I, had people and situations that I needed to send love to send forgiveness to, places where I was holding back. I needed to think about what limiting beliefs I was clinging to that were holding me back, things that weren't serving me anymore. And I did a lot of that in my journaling. And then finally, some physical detox. You know, I got rid of any remaining toxic chemicals that I had in my home. I got rid of some cosmetics that have ingredients that have never been tested by the FDA, and switched to a lot more simple regime for things I put on my body, things I have in my home. I had to get rid of clothes. I was still wearing clothes that I was wearing when I was 400 pounds, you know, and I've released 120 pounds. Those clothes weren't looking that great on me, and I don't know why I was holding on to them. I needed to let them go so they could bless someone else. Some of the not so fun things about juice feasting are the detox was not so much fun, but I have to say it was a huge blessing to have physical proof that I was healing from the inside out. So some of the things I had, some of the joyful detox symptoms were a lot of fatigue, especially in the beginning, a runny nose, diarrhea, headaches, backaches, especially for some reason in my kidney area. It was sore a lot. And I even had some boils and just a lot of detox going on. But again, I am of the opinion that it's better out than in, and it was nothing I couldn't handle. So if you've thought about juice feasting, I would not let that hold you back. There were so many more highlights than any kind of negative symptoms at all. I think it's a huge gift to give yourself, to focus on yourself enough to be able to juice feast. It takes time, a commitment of time, and a commitment of, you know, money to invest in your produce and invest in yourself and your healing. And as a mom, that was a huge lesson for me, that I needed to give myself those gifts. And so that was a huge blessing of having 40 days to really focus on my healing. A lot of the highlights that I want to talk about are just the people that I've met. Dave and Penny, getting close to both of them has been incredible for me. Annette and Maury and Tube 10 have all been neat relationships that I've developed, and a lot of people who left me comments are now, you know, sending me emails and being my friend. And the comments every day on my blog were just a huge, uplifting, affirming, so special part of my day, the part I look forward to the most. And doing that journal was a huge joy for me too. It took a lot of commitment of time, but I'm getting so much out of it. I did have some emotional detox. I had times of feeling sorry for myself and you know, what I call martyr meltdowns. I decided nobody loved me at one point. I had a little hissy fit, and all of these things came up, but I also was able to go deep and really look at all the things that were holding me back in my life and choose to lovingly let those go. So I just want to thank you all for all your support. I love Raw Food Rehab. I've gotten just a huge amount of support. It's been a huge blessing. And I want you all to think about what you can do to have a juicy life, and maybe it's time for you to focus on yourself, and if not to do a juice feast, to look at other places in your life that you might want to detox and things that you might need to release in your life. And so in the comments today, if you want to talk about that, what in your life are you willing to detox, and have you thought about going on a juice feast? And if you do, would you be willing to journal about that? I hope you have a wonderful day, and like Penny always says, I love you, and thank you so much for watching my videos.